Are you a realtor that's looking to use YouTube to build buyer and seller clients organically? If so, this podcast is for you.
You're listening to Mega Real Estate Talk with Jared Davis and Galen Parker, your source for an honest, insightful look into Central Virginia's real estate market. Combined, Jared and Galen have over 20 years sales experience, as well as hundreds of testimonials from clients past and present who rely on them for advice and assistance when buying and selling homes in today's incredibly hot and competitive real estate market. And now, your hosts, Jared Davis and Galen Parker.
I am Jared Davis.
And I'm once again still Galen Parker.
And this is another episode of Mega Real Estate Talk. This one's going to be good. This one is about YouTube and how you can build your business off of it. We get a lot of agents that see our other channel on Living in Richmond, Virginia, and they want to know, how is it working? How are you getting clients? How do we get clients this way? So that's what we're going to dive into. We're going to dive into this in about 2 or 3 minutes. A little small talk. How you doing, Galen?
I'm doing good, man. I'm feeling a little bit better. You're back in town. If anyone ever follows me on Instagram, you looked at my stories. There was a lot of emotional roller coasters. It was like rage, sadness, glee. I was like driving to the airport. I'm like, gonna get my buddy, best friend team up. Someone referenced best friend team. I forgot to tell you. Someone like referenced a best friend team up to me like last week. They're like, oh yeah, man, total best friend team up. But I'm like, what? And he was like, oh, I love this stuff you and Jared do. So I'm like, it was really cool. How was your trip?
Canada was awesome. I almost died.
Say what?
Well, you know, they don't mark everything very well. So
hold my beer.
A lot of like the cliffs and stuff. I've been snowboarding for like 24 years, and so I'll ride almost any terrain. That's not really a big deal. But I went to Whistler. If anybody's ever been to Whistler, it's like the biggest resort in the world. It's like 21,000 acres, something
British
insane.
Columbia.
It's nuts. But I was running this glade run, this woods run, and I looked on a map after the fact, and it was like a double black diamond glades run, and it just kept getting steeper and steeper, and I was running through the trees, and it was good until like I came up on it was like a 200-foot cliff drop off, and there was like one way down that wasn't 200 feet, and it wasn't, you know, giant drops, but it was just trees and ice and rocks. And I got it on my GoPro. I'm holding on.
I was gonna say, I was like, what makes it so great? It's like, if you look at the video, Jared's got like the GoPro in his hand. He's like going, he's like, there's like, I'm okay. We're okay. And I'm just like, I just almost watched my best friend die. Then I thought, like, what if you did fall? I'm like, would we recapture the GoPro?
That's why I was filming it. I was like, if they find me dead, they need to know what happened. And I was like, I'm gonna have this on film. Like,
the last words would be like,
I love you, Galen. My wife's like, what?
She'd be like, that makes sense. I thought it was good.
Jackie.
Jackie too. I thought it was funny that you were in British Columbia and I'm about to fly out to what I've been calling in my mind actual Columbia, going to Miami, going to cruise down there.
Are you going to be anywhere near actual Columbia?
I'll be in Cartagena for 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah, in Columbia. It's going to be nice. One fun thing that we and Jared were talking about the other night. So when Jared was gone, I filled like him and his wife's bedroom with balloons, and he didn't notice. And like, so we're like on the video camera, I'm like, so how's the bedroom? And you're like, I don't know, it's fine. So I'm like, you didn't go up there? He's like, no, what did you do? I was like, you didn't see? And then like you like texted Jackie, and I started just like laughing, and I was like, yes.
Yeah, I didn't even go upstairs. I got in, it was late. I was like, I'm gonna play some video games with Galen when I got in. I traveled all day, and we got in at like 11. I was like, yeah, I'll play a couple games real quick and go to bed, wind my brain down from traveling. Anyways,
let's do this.
This one's going to be good. I like I said, I think YouTube is the future. I think video is the future. So we're going to jump into how we are using YouTube to pick up buyers and sellers. Mike, let's deep dive. Alrighty, so Galen, how do you want to attack this today?
So
is this me or you?
That one's
freaking me out.
That was you.
Okay.
So I like the picture's so hilarious. The picture that we posted, you'll see later. Jared just looks like he's terrified. But so for this episode, and I was just doing some research, just thinking about our past experiences. I broke it down for you guys. 4 C's: consistency, copy, create content, and then we'll probably dive deeper into, you know, what do you do for content? So, and we'll talk a little bit, but consistency is probably a really big one because a lot of people think, well, you know, I've been putting, you know, videos up, nothing's happening. What do I do? Right. So for the most part, if you've already got a following, and this is probably not you, you're going to hear a lot of wisdom that says like, hey, just do it once a week. And you're seeing that and you're like, okay, cool. I'll just do it once a week. That's not really for you if you're just kind of starting this out. You're going to want to do probably 2 to 3 times a week. Just to kind of build the content. And the reason for that is like, yeah, you're gonna have a bunch of videos that have two views, right? But have you ever gone to a YouTube page and they've got like 2 videos?
Yeah.
Like, that's not like, you're just like, oh, well, this person, one, looks like they don't know what they're doing. And that's not the authority on something. But even if they have small views, if I see like 20 videos, I'm like, oh, well, this guy's obviously talking at length, and so you want that to be you. And then there's a little thing, and I'll have Jared tell you guys a little bit more about it. It's like YouTube Shorts. This is a new thing that they rolled out. It's very important.
Yeah, so shorts are pretty much, I'll go all the way back to Vine, right? You'd brought out Vine with short videos. Then Vine got like bought out and murdered in the back alley so that TikTok could come in and take over. And then TikTok
assassinated.
did it. Yeah,
like,
that's
hey,
right.
we'll call TikTok now.
And now TikTok did it, and then Instagram was like, oh man, TikTok is getting way too many people, so we have to go do it.
Yeah.
And then Facebook owns Instagram, so then Facebook was like, let's just blast all of Instagram's reels onto Facebook. And now YouTube was like, oh god, we got to do some kind of a video, even though they're already a video platform. But they're like, let's make it short because people don't have attention spans.
Yep.
So now YouTube has Shorts, which are 60 seconds or less, I believe. Right? It's only 60 seconds, and that's the other thing. Keep in mind, depending on the app, they're different times. So that's another thing. We don't have to get into that because we're just talking YouTube today. But Galen makes a good point. You want to be creating as much content up front as possible because you want YouTube to see, one, that you're a content creator, that you are putting stuff up so that people will start. They're not going to invest in you unless they see you're invested in them.
Ooh,
so
like that.
So you need to make sure that you're putting out as much content as possible up front. And the reason we bring out shorts is because you can technically do one video like this. This video right here would be probably 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And then we can take this video and we can turn it into anywhere from 2 to 6 short videos that essentially show whatever highlights of this, and then we can post that not only in YouTube Shorts but also on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, on all of the platforms. And now you're creating content across the board. If you're a realtor that's already running Instagram and Facebook, you probably already are putting up open houses. You're probably already putting up your just solds and all of that other jazz that you're probably posting. So this fills in that content with video.
And we'll talk about when we break down content, like what you can do, but it's like, it's not as much work. I think a lot of people get overwhelmed just being like, oh, I've got to make so much, stuff. But it's like, realistically, if you make like one video, let's say it's 6 minutes long, right? Like you can break that up and then reuse that for so many different things. But I wrote down here, you must have a plan. And that's what I think, just with anything, people just fall apart because they haven't given it that much thought. They're like, all right, I got to write this out. And like, yeah, you need to have yourself like a schedule. Like even the guys on our team, they might not have a content of what they're going to say, but they know I've got to do a video today.
Yeah, we wrote out literally a year's schedule on both of our channels originally when we really committed to YouTube over the last year, and we've just now started kind of running out of that initial schedule. But we came up with so many other different things that we filled in now that we don't even need it because, and that's what we're going to talk about today, some of the stuff that you can do that works really well for picking up buyers and sellers on YouTube. So consistency, key, because at the end of the day, you think a lot of people, we even saw a guy a while back that was like, I've been putting content up for a month or two, nothing's happening, what do I do? This is not a month or two game. This is a year plus game. For those of you that are maybe old school and did mailers, or maybe you still do mailers, you realize that people have to see that mailer 6 or 7 times.
Mailer?
I know. Before they even realize that you exist.
This is not. I did a mailer.
He's okay with flyers.
What about email blasts? Because I do a ton of those for clients.
So statistically, in general, people have to see you 5 to 6 times really before they even realize you exist. So when I used to sell advertising before real estate back in the day, that's what I told people. If you're not going to run at least 4 months straight with me, like don't even really do it because you're going to buy one ad. No one's going to realize you're there, and then it's gonna fail, right? Yeah. So YouTube is the same way, and so you want to see this content gallery, and the good thing about it is unlike a print ad that maybe comes once and then they throw it away, your YouTube content is going to live online forever. So if you consistently build this
Evergreen.
once it starts gaining traction, you're going to be getting views and followers every single day as this database gets bigger.
So then number 2, our second C is I wrote out copy. And a lot of people think copy, they're thinking about like marketing.
Okay.
But I'm thinking about copy in the sense of maybe you're short on ideas, right? And what I realized and just doing research and showing what we've done is if you've got a topic that you want to talk about, just go onto YouTube, search that topic, and then find a video that's performing very well for someone else, and then copy it.
Yeah.
And some people say like, oh man, you're just stealing their ideas.
R&D, and we're rip off and duplicating.
And it's not really, because when you go to any type of like research on YouTube and you type in a topic, after you watch that video, what do you normally do? I want to find another video from someone because I want to reaffirm what he just said, right? If someone said like, hey, this is the safest place to live, and then you have a video that's like, this is the worst place to live, like he naturally is like, all right, I got to go find another video just to kind of balance out. So that's how people form opinions. And so there's nothing wrong with, if you agree with what they're saying, then go for it and just say, all right, so Jared and Galen, they just did a video on the best place to eat barbecue. So maybe you go out and you do like, hey, I agree, this is the best place, or say like, no, this is the best place. But it's really just like coming up with ideas, because that's going to help your consistency, because that's what people fall apart on.
So is this what we're going to talk about, all the different things we're doing as far as ideas on it, or
That's
is that
next.
That's next? Okay,
Yeah.
so I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Don't get ahead of yourself. That's the very next one and our last one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then what I'll just say on his point then, before we move to step 3 and give you all of our content, is look at people in other areas as well.
That's very
because
good.
you were in Richmond. So if you're not in Richmond, you're listening to this, look up Living in Richmond, Virginia, subscribe, watch all of our stuff, and then just replace Richmond with your city, and then copy all of that content.
Yeah.
And you're pretty much done. If you're in Richmond, then don't start a YouTube channel, because we don't need you to compete with us.
Bug off.
Yeah. We don't.
Do you really want to go against the Titans?
Yeah.
Are you going to do your own best friend team up? I'd
Do it
love
in
to see that.
Fredericksburg.
Yeah. We don't need you in
All
our
seriousness,
market.
do it. Do whatever you want. We would love that. This is the most competitive man on the earth. You think that would probably be best for us? I'm like,
Here's the
please
thing.
start one.
I do have to
How do
agree,
you use
though,
mic? No, I'm just
is that consistency, even if it's 60 seconds of consistency, it's still going to be something that's
You're a point behind, Mike. We're in copy.
No,
now.
no, I know that, but I'm just saying, like,
You're throwing us off.
it's been in my head. I wanted to say.
There's a joke in there somewhere, but I'm gonna. This show's for kids. Very good. So you're right. You know, consistency will help with your copy. Now, the last one is the most important.
The last? I thought there was 4.
You know, the 3 was going to be create content. And it's like that's the big thing I tell people. Just grab your camera and go.
Yep.
Like, stop. It's like, oh, what am I going to do? What, I can't do this. I'm like, just grab your camera. Like, you were in the office with me a couple weeks ago where I said, like, I will just put the camera on, and then I'll just throw like a bunch of like minutes up of just ideas of things I'm thinking about, and then I'll go back and I'll like, you know, edit through there and just trim like, all right, this is good. This is just nonsense of me and you like talking and dancing in the office.
Yep.
But that's the biggest thing. It's like, just grab your camera, just start recording, getting comfortable in front of the camera, go out different places when you're going to your showings, bring your camera, just start doing that. But now that's kind of 3, if you want to call it, you know, just grab your camera. It's just kind of like,
Yeah, your
courage and
crappy
camera.
video
Right.
is better than their non-existent videos.
Thank you. Say that again for them.
Your crappy video is better than their non-existent videos. So just start putting together crappy videos. If you go back and look at the first thing we did, you know, it's not as good as it is now.
I wasn't even in the first couple of podcasts. It was like you and another realtor.
Yeah,
What a nightmare.
Chris Elliott, that dry guy. I'm just kidding, Chris Elliott. I hope you're
love you,
listening to this.
We love you, buddy.
You're the best. Anyways, no, shout out to Chris. He's awesome.
Number 2.
Yeah.
He's our favorite number 2.
He's our favorite second place realtor. We love Chris. Anyways, now we're gonna get into like what content we're creating.
So this is the big part. This is like, what can you do? You're probably still thinking, all right, like what's a good idea? So Jared, give us one or two good ideas that we've done in the past that we just saw pop like fire.
So pros and cons videos are
Fuego.
definitely one of the best things you can do, right? Because it's one of the biggest things people are going to Google. They're moving out of their city and moving into your city, and the first thing they're going to do, YouTube is actually the second largest search engine after Google. So just like people are Googling what are the pros and cons to living in Nashville or living in wherever, Kansas City, wherever you're at.
And who owns YouTube?
Google.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And so what happens is even if they Google it, you've noticed before now when you're Googling, YouTube videos will pop in even to your Google results, but people are actually going to YouTube and actually just using it like Google. So they're going to say, what are the pros and cons? And bam, that video pops up. Also pricing, right? People want to know how expensive is it to live in this city, right? We even do food reviews, which have nothing to do with real estate. But I think you can do things like, what are the best daycares? What are the schools people are looking at? What are the grocery stores? And people just want to get a feel for the area. So again, even if you aren't that great with the content, if you don't have your own video editor, if you're just filming it yourself, who cares, man? Drive in the car, shows people what the neighborhood looks like. You know, even simple stuff like, oh yeah, this is, you know, the Trader Joe's. It's right on the corner as we're going into this neighborhood, right? Yeah. People are like, oh man, thanks. I really want to know how close it was. I want to get a feel for what it looks like to drive through this area, to look. So pros and cons videos are great. Pricing videos are great.
I love the pros and cons because we've had multiple occasions where people will email us and just say like, hey, it was between this city and this city, but I saw your video. Love it.
Yeah.
Right. And so we're like, oh yeah, that's great. Cause you know, here's some of the things. And they're like, oh yeah, I didn't know about that. I didn't realize that. And obviously, you know, best friend team up, we've got like a different dynamic because you're a native and I'm a kid that moved here. So I fell in love. So it's like, I love it too. And I'm not even from here. You know, there's like so many highlights. So that's something that you can do, the pros and cons. I also, we do like neighborhood rundowns and tell them a little bit about that.
So, you want the pricing one, or you want the
let's do pricing one. Give them a little deeper on like.
Yeah. So what we'll do a lot of times is if we know that there's a city, county, neighborhood, whatever zip code area. This is something that makes it really easy because you could literally go out and do 1 or 2 of these a week, and you can film it yourself, and you can send it off to Fiverr to edit, and it's very quick and easy to do. But we figure people have certain price points, right? Yeah. They're looking from 300 to 400,000, 500 to 600,000, 700 to $1 million, right? So we'll pick an area that's very popular, and we just do a video that says, what can you purchase in Richmond City for 300 to 450,000? Super simple. We'll grab 3 of the recent sales, whether they're active, pending, whatever sold, and then we'll go drive the neighborhood and say, hey, here's the local coffee shop. Here's the local whatever. This is this, right? We don't spend a ton of time doing a whole neighborhood walkthrough. We do that in other videos where we actually do say, hey, here's the local gym. Here's the mall. Here's this. This is why this area is good. Where we really break down an area. These are more about saying this is what you can actually buy in this area, right? So you break down the area, and then people are like, man, I really want to live in Churchill now. And now they look and say, what's my price point? Well, the good thing about it is if their price point's 400 to 500, we have a video for that. We could go out the next week and we could do the same area with a different price point. But now think about how much content you can create from 300 to 400 and 400 to 500 and 500 to 600. Or if you're in a crazy market, $1 million to $1.3 million, $1.5 million to $2 million, 2 to 3.
I think one of the reasons why those pricing videos pop so much is because a lot of times when people are talking to their lender, they're saying like, hey, you can afford up to 400, right? So 350 to 400. People don't know what that looks like.
Yeah.
And so people are like, oh, okay, great. And they're like, oh, that's got to be an in-ground pool, right? So it's like, so we're just like going, I'm like, hey, look at some of the things that are here, some of the features, look at the kitchen, look at the attributes, all of these like perks and stuff. This is what your dollar will buy. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. Maybe they a lot of times we've heard, you know, we talked to, what was it, like Andy not too long ago, and he was like, oh, well, my house should sell for that, so I can buy a house that looks like this. And we're like, yeah, that's a direct comparison to what you could purchase in another area. And they're like, oh, wow, that's awesome. I need to know that. And I was like, that's why we made the video.
Yeah, even if you're within the area, right? Or if you're checking different areas, the good thing about it is you're coming and you're like, well, I looked at their run through video on the city and then this suburb and then this rural area, but I don't know, you know, what can I buy? Now they can see, hey, this is what you can buy in this rural area of where we live. This is what you can buy in the city where we live. This is what you can buy in the suburbs where we live. And you really starts painting a picture for people, and it gives them the rabbit hole to dive into. The other thing it gives you is as you start getting internet leads, right, that come in and say, hey, we want to move to whatever county you live in. If you've done videos on that, you can actually take these, and we've done this a lot now. They may not even have found us on YouTube, but we solidify ourselves as experts in that area because they say, oh man, we really want to live in Glen Allen. Oh great, we just did this whole walkthrough of Glen Allen. Here's some info on it just so you'll know. Hey, what's your price point? 500 to 600. Hey, after you watch the walkthrough video, here's a video we did on what you can buy in your price point in that area. So by the time they're done, they're like, man, we have literally toured the area with these guys. We haven't even been there yet. We haven't looked at a house, but Galen Galen and Jared have taken us around the area. They've shown us the grocery stores. They've shown us the mall. They've shown us what we can buy. They've set up our right. That you've locked them in now.
Absolutely,
so it makes you a full-blown expert.
That is probably one of my favorite byproducts of doing these videos. Sorry, I get 100 different calls. Byproducts of doing these videos is that, like, as I'm talking to someone from like an internet lead, and they're like, "Oh, I'm only interested in Midlothian." I'm like, "Oh, that's great. We specialize in Midlothian. I live in Midlothian. Here's a video from there." Just like, "Oh, wow, okay, cool. Thank you so much." I'm like, "Yes, that's credibility in a click."
Yep. Another thing you can do, we haven't started doing this yet, but I love the idea, and I've seen other people do it, and we want to do it, is model home walkthroughs, right? So what
you walk through homes with models.
Yes.
Please let that be the
thing. So what you're going to essentially get is you have people that want new construction in an area. So when they go to Google, when they go wherever, maybe they find a D.R. Horton website or Stanley Martin or whatever, you name it, Ryan Holmes website, and they see this specific model on the website, but they say, what does this look like inside? Well, when they go to Google, the Ashley model in Roundtree by Ryan Holmes, right? That's essentially just your whole title is what's the model plan, who's building it, where is it at, right? Now your Google algorithms are grabbing the location, the area, the model name, the builder name. So anytime people start Googling all this stuff, this could be multiple videos too, right? It doesn't have to be one video. It could be one plan where you do an exterior video and then you do an interior video. Maybe you do an interior, hey, we're gonna do the first floor in the primary, then we're gonna do the upstairs. Check out video number 2. Now again, you've broken this into 2, 3, 4 videos. That's 2, 3, 4 weeks of content if you're doing one a week. And if you're building shorts with it, now you've built out 7, 8, 10 shorts, right? So think about how much content you've created at one model house, and now multiply that by 10 builders in your area and 5 different models on each and 20 different neighborhoods across the board. Now you've got a year's worth of content. Years worth.
The builders will let you do it too.
They don't care.
That was my next point before we got interrupted. No, just kidding.
Gosh,
Eddie, I don't know how you put up with this, but yes, the builders will notice, the big builders obviously, but what you, as a realtor, think about this, there are smaller builders, they notice that too, and they're like, hey, if you're promoting this already, how about you just do ours? And we've had plenty of other agents talk about it, like, oh yeah, builders noticed, and they've reached out to us and said, like, hey, do you want to just handle this listing for me? I saw what you're already doing. Can you throw us in there? I'm like, that will do a lot, especially if you're beginning in the business. Like, why not do that? Start kind of running your own commercial for yourself.
And even for the builders reps, right? I mean, one thing that you should be doing or could be doing is, you know, we got a guy that sold new construction for a long time, so he knows a lot of these reps. So I've told him not only you should do this, but he's already stopping by and saying, hey, look, if you need an agent to represent a listing, you know, let us help with that, obviously, because you know I've been on your side before. So there's no reason that if you come in and you start meeting all these reps and you're filming all of their models and you're promoting them, right? You're saying, hey, look, I'm going to do what I can to promote you on YouTube, on my channel, and try to get people in your model to sell this neighborhood out. On the flip side, if you have someone that comes in without a realtor and they need a realtor to sell, help pass that to me, right? Now you're building the site rep relationships. But this is where so many realtors just get it wrong, because they're not doing all of the things to have all of the conversations and really maximizing. So this video is on YouTube, but if you do this right, you're not only maximizing now YouTube content, you're maximizing all of the short form content on all the other platforms. You're getting in front of your current sphere because of that. You're getting in front of a new sphere. You're getting in front of builder reps and your clients that have nothing to do with it. You're now able to send them content to solidify. So if you're across all boards,
I guarantee that, like, if you start putting these videos up, your content, like your sphere, are going to see this, and they're going to be like, what in the world? Like, am I best friends with like the most popular realtor in the world?
Yeah, that does happen.
100%.
I love it. I mean, I'll ask realtors like, hey, do you want to hang out? And they're like, really? And I'm just like, yeah, because I think they're just like, man, but you're like everywhere. It's like you're like a local celebrity.
I invited someone to a call day this Thursday, and they're like, well, you want me to come? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah, it's for everyone. They're like, well, thank you. I mean, this is enough. I'm like,
you're like, calm down,
right
calm down.
Like, it's work. We're going to be talking about like role playing and stuff. They're just like, oh yeah, I'll be there. I'm like, are you going to show up in a tuxedo? What are you doing? But I think it's because they see us everywhere. and they're like, well, I'm not there, but these guys are everywhere. And I'm like, I'm happy to help. We've got 2 or 3 guys right now. They're like working on passing their tests. And like they've sent us messages like, hey, we just really appreciate the time you spent with us. I mean, that means the world to us. I'm like, yeah, anytime, bro.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we do.
We want you to win.
We help people grow their business everywhere, really. I mean, and again, I've said this before. You can hit our links in the comments below. There's actually a Calendly link in our YouTube videos, so you can set up a Zoom appointment with us if you're interested in building your business. If you're watching these videos and you're like, man, I'm not getting this out of my broker or wherever you're at. I mean, we are helping teams across the country right this second. We are in so many different states with people. So if you're looking to partner with somebody and say, hey, man, we want lead sources. We love this YouTube stuff. Can Jared and Galen, can you guys actually help us create a schedule and give us a content calendar and give us your people that are editing and all this stuff? We can do all of that stuff and help you build it. So feel free to reach out. We're getting people that are inquiring all the time as far as partnering up with us.
Absolutely.
I texted Galen, and he didn't say it, and I'm hoping he's going to say it, but he probably forgot. But this is episode 50.
Is it 50?
It is 50, 50.
Wow.
So let's give a round of applause to everyone.
I love it.
So,
ladies and gentlemen, so think
good.
about it, you've like got 50 episodes, you divide that up by 6 shorts. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
like, hey, we're everywhere.
And that's what we even started doing for a lot of this content, has gone back to old things.
And it's slapping so hard.
Yeah, people are like, this is amazing. And I'm like, man, this is like a year ago.
what are the retro throwback
I
Thursday?
mean, we went to episode 17. This is something you guys can do. We went to episode 17, obviously a long time ago, split it up in shorts and posted up. And people were just like, what? This is the craziest. This is amazing. And I'm just like, yeah, you should see the rest of the stuff we do.
Yeah, so that's the other point that we need to make before we're done with this. Please, please, please do not make content, post it, and then forget about it forever, because you're getting new followers every day. So as you gain traction, just keep in mind, you can actually even just repost the same stuff later. You can also pin it. You can go back and grab new reels and new shorts out of it. You should be essentially building a category, building a library of content, so that a year, 2 years, 3 years down the line, you're going back and grabbing what content is still super valid, what still is super entertaining, what has gotten more views in the past that really could be reposted and re-promoted up front. And then all the work becomes easy. Right now, if you have no content, this is the hardest part of everything, because you're having to start from nothing. But as you build this thing out, you will be able to go. Don't think you're so special that you post a YouTube video and everybody you know sees it.
Why isn't everyone looking?
Well, no, it's not that. But so many times people are like, well, if I put it on this YouTube page, should I also put it on my personal page? Like, I don't want people to be like annoyed by all of my content. No, that doesn't happen. The statistic is insane. I wish I knew the exact stat. I'm going to claim it wrong, but it's like 17% or 30%. It's like so small of the people that actually follow you see what you actually post up. So think about it. So many people nowadays have 1,000 people they follow. They're not seeing every post of yours. So post it everywhere. Get it on your personal page. Get it on your work page. Get it on your YouTube. Get it on your shorts. Get it on every single. Get it on LinkedIn, like Galen said.
Like, even your LinkedIn.
Even like for that one guy that's just there looking at resumes.
Ned in his office. Like, oh, well, this is interesting.
I mean, for the one user, like put it up for him too, and then reblast. And I mean, what's the worst? You put out content that hit really good, and you put it out 6 months later, and someone's like, "Oh, I saw this already." It was good content 6 months ago. It's still good.
What do you think? It's still good?
Yeah. So that's pretty much the rundown. Model home walkthroughs, pros and cons, pricing videos. We want what can I buy for X amount of dollars. You can walk people through the sales process and stuff, but logistically, I mean, you really want them to call and set appointments up with you. But people want to see the area. They want to know that you're the expert, and they want to see you doing it consistently.
Credibility through clicks. I'm going to copyright that and see if I can trademark that somewhere. That's another one that I really like, because people don't understand. I was like, just let them click. If you got 1,000 followers, like, one, they're all not liking the video.
Yeah.
They just view it and they're just like, okay, cool. It's like, so pay attention to your views, not your clicks or likes. That's the important thing as well.
There you go. Guys, if you need help creating content, feel free to reach out to us. Help us grow your business. This has been episode 50 of Mega Real Estate Talk. Like us, subscribe to us on YouTube, Mega Agent Academy, or again on your favorite podcast station. Keep downloading, keep listening. Let us know how we can help you grow your business and take you into greatness. Have a good day, guys.
If you have a real estate question that you would like to ask Jared or Galen, reach out to them at jared@centralvarealty.com or Galen@centralvarealty.com. Who knows, it may even be featured on an upcoming episode.